you worry, everything's gonna be alright.
Rock Talk continues with Blair Packham and Bob Reid on NEWSTALK 1010 CFRB.
Okay, Blair, I have a theory. I want to get your take on this.
Okay.
I think if you're going to be successful in the music business, you got to have a whole bunch of things, including good luck on your side.
Absolutely.
But one thing that I think is indispensable is a cool band name.
Oh, yeah, that no question.
Full Agreement?
Yes, Is that the name of the band?
Full Agreement?
Yeah, it's not a bad name.
Yeah. It'll look kind of goofy on a T-shirt. Wouldn't look nearly as cool as Brazen Angelz, though.
That's right. Brazen Angelz with a Z on the end.
Yes.
My Canadian friends.
There we go. And two of whom are in the studio with us, Mac and Jack D. Hello, lads.
How's it going, lads?
Great. Pleasure to have you guys with us. This is an interesting outfit, just for so many reasons. But first and foremost, I want to get to the bottom of the story of how a couple of guys from, individually, where are you from? I'm trying to keep all the players straight.
I'm from Sunderland in the northeast of England. I'm from Dublin, Ireland.
And you guys are here in Toronto, living and working
we've been
in Toronto in the music business.
We've been here for a while after we pillaged Ireland and England previous years. We actually met in a pub on Yonge Street, the Duke of Gloucester, where I met Mac. And he was playing in another band called The Lost Messiahs. And the drummer, Stealth, he was also playing with the band at the time. And after that, I came on board. And
Nice.
That was how the friendship arrived.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing because we talk to so many bands here who have their sights set on, maybe we'll get a foothold overseas somewhere and maybe build a fan base that way. It's kind of unusual to hear, of a bands coming this way and making it happen.
Yeah, it's funny because when I first came here, I realized that there is a music scene here, especially with the connection with New York. And, there's definitely a scene over there, too. But, they always say the grass is always greener.
Yeah.
And you're bigger in another country being from somewhere else. And a lot of the times it makes loads of sense in that case,
It's color, and it's a point of interest, which caught our eyes and ears when we first thought about having you on.
Absolutely. We were interested in having you on for a variety of reasons, but one of them is because your involvement in Indie Week, and we're going to be talking to the organizer of that festival later in the show. But the Indie Week thing, there's 100 bands playing, so if we're going to pick somebody to talk to, we got to figure out what the story is.
Right.
Here you have this automatic story, but you guys have been here long enough to have Canadian citizenship, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So have we seen you in other bands around these parts?
I used to be in Deserters. Remember the band Deserters?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, of course.
Kenny McLean.
The late Kenny McLean. Yes, that's right.
Kenny.
Yeah.
It was back in '84, I guess it was, yeah.
Wow.
So those guys for a few years. We were on the same management as Platinum Blonde, so,
yes.
Right. We kind of got put on the back burner a little bit because the Blondes were taken off, and so we kind of got
that'll happen.
To the background,
And then, of course, Kenny joined Platinum Blonde.
Yeah.
So, leaving the rest of you guys angry and bitter.
I wasn't angry and bitter. I got his job.
Totally kidding.
Even better.
Yeah.
And Jack, how about you? Was it music that brought you over in the first place, or
it actually wasn't? I actually was traveling around the States, and I landed here by total mistake. My plan was just to come here for 6 months, and I was with a girlfriend at the time, and we broke up, and she went back, and I found myself living in this fantastic city, living in the beach, and I just loved it here. And I met lots of different musicians, and I felt like this is a place where I could start that off again, And I was also thinking I could probably wreck this town as well. But
Now, you guys cite artists like Jeff Beck, Free, the sensational Alex Harvey Band, which, by the way, I think that's very cool reference. But Gary Moore as well, Queen, and so forth as influences. And the sound of your band is definitely hard rock, really guitar-oriented. But influence-wise, you seem to have bypassed the 90s altogether. I'm just curious, how come?
Well, the 90s was kind of a repeat of the 70s.
In some ways,
my influences, I started playing in 1970, so that's why I was into bands like Free, Jeff Beck, Purple, things like that.
Yeah.
So when grunge came around, it seemed to be, to me, it was just going back to that, and I'd already done that, so I wasn't that interested in doing it again.
In doing a rehash.
So, basically, when I write, I just write from all the decades I've lived through.
Sure.
And I would say it's probably more 80s sounding than 90s because there's melody in it,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
very true.
There's a power pop thing there, and to me, it's probably more 70s and 80s sound in the band than it is 90s.
Yes, right.
Brazen Angelz is the band. Mac and Jack D in studio with us. The CD, by the way, is called Fear Is Not Respect, and it's available now through cdbaby.com, which is a great operation there. And Blair was holding it up just before you guys arrived and said, they recorded this whole thing on GarageBand on a laptop. Can you believe it?
Was it actually a laptop?
It was just on my Mac at home.
And so it was So on your computer, and it sounds great.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
Basically, I laid most of the tracks down, and we actually did the drums last. We went into a room, and Stealth was pretty good with the click track, so we managed to lock them in pretty well.
Yeah.
And we wanted to do that because there's strings and things on the album, so we wanted it locked into a click so we could put all those elements in there.
Right.
Just to put more colour into the sound, because we're just a three-piece band,
Yeah.
So it was a lot of work.
Very full-sounding record.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Coming from you, you're an engineer and producer, so that's good compliment.
Oh,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Now, you guys live, you're pretty much a power trio. We're going to get a sort of stripped down taste out of the two of you. Is this a song from the CD?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah, this song I wrote the night before Bush had invaded Iraq, so it's kind of a pro-peace song.
And what's it called?
Where we started from.
Here's Brazen Angelz live on Rock Talk.
Still dancing with uncertainty. The road ahead is hard to see. There's nothing gained without a fight. We'll take some ground and hold on tight. All backs against the wall. We'll brush it out while standing tall. Scraping through this thin veneer. All our actions chased by fear. Is it just too much to ask to move on, not repeat the past? Still, when all is said and done, we're back here where we started from. Borders, flags, and rules of war. So civilized, we come so far. While climbing high to reach our goals, we slide back down that greasy pole. Is it just too much to ask to move on, not repeat the past? Still, when all is said and done, we're back here where we started from. Oh, love takes so long, so long. We dream of what we hope to be, to free our lives of misery. Will love leave like a fading ghost, or haunt us now we need it most? Is it just too much to ask to move on, not repeat the past? Still, when all is said and done, we're back here where we started from. Is it just too much to ask to move on and release the past? Still, when all is said and done, we're back here where we started from. Back here where we started from. Back here where we started.
All right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Nice
Very
work.
nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's Brazen Angelz. The CD is called Fear Is Not Respect and available through cdbaby.com. They're also going to be part of Indie Week. That's happening this week coming up. Runs Wednesday through Saturday. Do you know where you're playing?
Yeah, we're playing at the Hideout, 10:30 at Queen Street, I believe. It's Queen West, and it is October the 9th, which is a Friday.
Ah, perfect. There you go. We'll
Friday night.
keep
Yeah.
an eye out for that.
good
It's going to be a really great festival from the sounds of it. And actually, in a minute, we're going to speak with the organizer. But Brazen Angelz, lads, Mac and Jack D, thank you so much for coming in. Pleasure to get to meet you
Thanks for
guys.
having us.
Yeah.
Appreciate
All right.
it. Thanks a lot.
Best
Cheers.
of luck to you.
Thank you.
More Rock Talk, and as noted, when we come back, the organizer of Indie Week right after this.
Go on, I'm listening to ya, and I can't see right If you